it's highly possible that this one meal is absolutely sabotaging your fat loss efforts. And so here we are, it's the beginning of January, and there's going to be dads all over the place who are counting calories, getting MyFitnessPal or whatever calorie counting app they want out and beginning that process. And they're going to be counting calories and they're going to be trying to cut some weight and get rid of some fat. And the reality is most of them are going to struggle with one particular kind of meal. And that meal is derailing typically all of their efforts. And so I want to unpack that today and kind of make sense of that. So let's assume that you're one of these calorie counters and you're trying to lose fat. And the best approach for this is that you are eating about 500 calories less than your maintenance. So you're in a 500 calorie a day deficit. And that would equate to about a pound a week of fat loss. And that's kind of in the recommended range for sustainability and ensuring that you're not messing with too much of the kind of internal systems of the body that are going to kind of make it harder to lose weight or to keep it off after a period of time. And so you're losing or aiming to lose a pound a week. 500 calorie a day deficit, that's about 3,500 calories a week. And so you lose a pound a week. Now, you're that guy, you've been counting calories all week, it's been going well, and you um, were at 500 calorie a day deficit for 5 days. You did Monday through Friday, you were doing awesome. And then Saturday, you had a family get together and you had another family over from your church or in your community, and you guys decided to like have a kids' playtime. And so you had pizza and there was some chocolate chip cookies and a beer. So let's assume that the average dad is going to attack 6 pieces of pizza. It's pretty reasonable. And then you have, a chocolate chip cookie, and they're not too big, it's fine, and you end up it's like, "Yeah, I'll have a second one, it's not a big deal, it's just 1 cookie," and you have an IPA. You have Indian India Pale Ale. Yeah, 1 beer. No big deal, right? That one meal that one meal is about 2,900 calories. And so if you just hit a caloric deficit of 5 days, totaling 2,500 calories, and you had one meal and the pizza, a couple of cookies, and one beer just annihilated all of your efforts for the week. You're now in maintenance mode. And if you do that twice a week, 2 meals, then you've totally destroyed all of your fat loss efforts. The 5 days that you did really intentionally well are just ruined by 2 different meal, experiences. And so if you do that 2 times a week or maybe 3 times a week, you're gonna be at a place where you're stuck and you're frustrated. And so even if you cut that in half and you had 3 pieces of pizza and 1 cookie and a half a beer, you're still going to be pushing the limits on whether or not you can lose any weight at all. You might end up in a maintenance phase, even if you did perfect the 5 weeks before. Now, there's a lot of reasons why calorie counting can be off, and I believe the FDA allows for food labels to be as much as 20% incorrect. So you could say it's 100 calories and it could be 120. So there's all sorts of things going on with counting calories, but let's just assume that you did a perfect job. You just derailed your perfect week with 2 meals. And so guys get stuck, they get frustrated, and let's assume you cut that in half, you're still you're losing what? A half a pound a week through all the effort of counting calories and being meticulous and all of that. You're going to get frustrated even more. It's not going to feel worth it and you're not going to do it. And so these are things that we've got to consider when it comes to the one kind of meal that is just absolutely killing our fat loss. Now, the other thing to think about is the goal is not to avoid all enjoyable food. Okay. We can just pick one, for instance. So let's say you have this family event and you eat just the pizza and you skip the cookies and the beer. Great. You still got to enjoy some delicious food with some friends. It was great fellowship, great time together, but you didn't derail all of your efforts and you didn't waste all the time and the energy that you put in the rest of the week leading up to that. Or maybe you had the salad and then you chose to have a cookie or two. And that's fine. Skip the beer, skip the pizza. There's lots of options here. And the other thing to address here is that a lot of people they feel like all the work that they put in for the week allows them to be in a position where they earned the cheat meal. Now, you did not earn it. You are over the weight that you want to be because you have made poor choices with your food for an extended period of time. That's the reality of it. All of us have probably been there in some way, shape, or form before, and we have to be accountable for the decisions that we're making. So we're not earning cheat meals by eating healthy 5 days out of the week. That's going to set yourself up for incredible failure because you get to the weight loss goal and you feel like you earned going back to normal, and now you're getting fat again. And so we have to change the way we think about this. We have to change how we approach fat loss. So, if you want to lose weight, you need to get clear on why you're doing it. You need to get clear on who is benefiting from this. This is your children are watching you do a better job. They're watching you set an example. You are changing your mindset around food, around what food's purpose is, and you're developing self control and discipline with the help of the Holy Spirit so that you can steward your body well. The goal is not to reach a particular point and then go back to normal. So that's what we want to be thinking about. If you want to see a deep dive, a detailed breakdown of kind of the best fat loss strategies for busy dads, you can check out this video right here that I did a couple of weeks ago, and it is mapping out the entire system. So go check that out, and we'll see you next time.